So here we are in Copenhagen at the United Nations Climate Change Conference. You may have heard of Climategate, where Professor Phil Jones of the University of East Anglia seemed to encourage colleagues to delete emails, to delete data that didn't seem to fit the global warming theory. Now, Professor Jones is a major contributor to the United Nations climate change reports, and as this is the largest gathering of climate change activists in the world, he should be here. So I think Professor Jones from East Anglia has some very difficult questions to answer, and I'm going to ask him those questions. But first I have to find him. Excuse me, I'm trying to find someone. I'm trying to find this guy here. Professor Phil Jones from the Climate Research Unit, University of East Anglia. Do you know him?
Not really.
He's the guy behind Climategate, the Climategate email.
Okay, I'm not doing this on camera, but thanks a lot. Sorry.
You haven't looked at those emails?
Oh, mate, there's a lot of data to look through.
I don't think this is a prepared interview that I would like to participate in.
I don't have an opinion about it. Thank you very much, sir.
So, if there's too much carbon dioxide slipping into our atmosphere, where it traps bouncing sunshine and makes our planet warmer, too warm, what do we do?
Well, you can't blame carbon.
I like ice. Yeah? Sorry, penguins, but I can't help myself. I am what I am.
Right, we can't stop a carbon atom from behaving like a carbon atom.
Right, can't.
Now remember what we've just learned about carbon.
You don't like being alone.
Right, totally don't.
You do like bonding. You particularly like oxygen.
Oh, yeah.
So when you can, you form lots of CO2.
Right.
And that's not going to change.
That's never gonna change.
I think it's really important in this that we trust the science, because there are people who want to deny climate change, who want to somehow say that the science is phony or fake, and I don't think it is. I think it's real, and I think we should be serious about tackling this problem. That's why we're all here.
But given that they're deleting emails, can we trust the scientists?
Okay, let's go over here and take another call. Hey, Alex, you're on 570 News. How are you, my friend?
Very good, very good.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about something that the media doesn't want to talk about, which is Climategate. Last night I actually looked at all the major networks. Global did cover it a little bit. CBC not one, and CTV very slightly. But other than that, no one's talking about it. And it's basically putting the nail in the coffin of global warming.
Oh, this is what we discussed on Monday.
That's right. And the thing is that you have the leading climate researchers in the world. These are the guys, the go-to guys for the IPCC. They're admitting in emails that they're actively getting editors fired from research magazines because they're publishing articles they don't like. They're manipulating data to hide the decline in global temperatures. They're admitting to doing this. They're expressing their own doubts about whether global warming is even happening.
Well, I'm getting absolutely nowhere in my quest for Phil Jones. No one seems to know where he is, or no one will say they know where he is. So I think I need to adopt the tactics of the environmental movement. Do something to grab a bit of attention and maybe, dress up and try and get out there and see if I can flush out Dr. Phil Jones for these very serious questions that need to be answered about Climategate.
Anyone seen Dr. Phil Jones? Climategate needs serious answers. I need to see Dr. Phil Jones. Dr. Phil Jones wants to hide the decline. Why is that? I need to speak to him. I need to know if there is global warming. Has there been global warming in the last 10 years, Dr. Jones? Climategate needs answers. Climategate needs serious answers. What's the science?
The crackdown around the UN climate talks in Copenhagen is intensifying. On Tuesday, plainclothes police officers snatched a prominent climate justice activist organizer named Tajo Mueller just after he left the Bella Center, the site of the UN climate conference. Earlier today, police arrested over 200 people and shot tear gas at protesters attempting to reach the conference site. The total number of people arrested this week in Copenhagen is now over 1,500. A group of people inside the summit also walked out of the conference to set up a people's assembly outside. Here inside the Bella Center, the United Nations suspended several mainstream environmental groups and barred members from re-entering the conference. Organizations targeted include Friends of the Earth, Avaz, World Vision, Via Campesina, Tick Tick Tick. Dozens of members of Friends of the Earth staged a sit-in to protest their exclusion from the talks. Democracy Now! Caught up with Nemo Bassi, the prominent Nigerian environmentalist, just as security was removing him from the conference. Nemo Bassi is the chair of Friends of the Earth International. As Bassi was being expelled, the European Union parliamentarian, José Bové, attempted to intervene.
We are being kicked out more or less, and all our colleagues are out there in the cold, and we are just going to take our leave now.
Wait, is this your colleague here?
No, it's the security man escorting me out.
He's escorting you out?
Yeah.
I'm asking him to come out and speak. Thank you. Just a second.
This is the leader of one of the NGOs. You're asking him to leave?
I'm escorting him to speak to his people. He's spoken with UN senior management about this. They've passed on a decision, and I'm asking him to communicate it to his people, and then I will act on that policy and that decision.
And what's your name?
Chris Ankerson, Chief of Security.
You understand that's terrible to put him out from here. He's representative of the people who are suffering about what's happening in the world now. And you put them out. How can you explain that?
And is this the
How can you
Friends of
explain
the
that?
Earth is the same one for Greenpeace, WWF, and other big NGOs?
I'm not able to speak on any other.
He has a pass. Why is he being asked
His
to leave?
organization was barred from coming today. The reasons have been explained to him by the UN senior management. I was not in that meeting. You could ask
What are the
Mr.
reasons
Bassi.
that your organization can't be here?
The reason is very general, that because of the security situation today around here, perhaps because of, I don't know, this is why I don't know why we are singled out.
No one from Friends of the Earth can be here?
Nobody can come in here as representing the Friends of the Earth International today.
And your position with Friends of the Earth International?
Well, I'm the chair of Friends of the International. I was escorted in to find out why this decision was made, and that's all we can get. So I'm just stepping out now to meet with my colleagues and to tell them, give them this information, and then we are going to the court.
What reasons did they give you that you have to leave right now?
You know, the reason is, as I said, it's very general. It's a broad security reason that there is a security situation. The security report indicates that we should not be allowed to be in.
The UN security told you that their security report says Friends of the Earth is not allowed to be here?
Precisely.
Sir, can I come and ask you to speak to your people because they're asking?
Oh yes.
It's important to give the information to the press.
Yeah.
But it's also important for him to talk to his own people.
Did they explain why you're a security threat?
No.
Did they say they feel that you are a security threat?
Not in so many or so few words, but I mean, this is the implication. We are a non-violent group. We believe in the right of people to protest or to dissent, and I can't personally understand where we are kept out of the conference.
They said they were reducing the numbers of people within organizations, but not eliminating whole organizations.
Exactly. By today, we had 90 badges. We have a large delegation, about so many hundreds of people who have come from all over the world as members of Friends of the Earth. And today, we expected to have about 90 delegates in here, but not one has been allowed in.
We invent ways to capture the extra CO2 from smokestacks and stick it in the ground.
Carbon.
And one day, engineers will be able to suck CO2 right out of the sky,
Removing CO2 is usually called carbon sequestration.
Ah, but I call it Dr. Bloom's Carbo-Back Atmosphere Super Sucker.